This is one gorgeous house, isn't it, Patrice?
It really is. So
Well-
we're at the outside of the house,
Yeah.
and we're starting actually at this dramatic walk up.
Absolutely it is.
There are 6 steps. Now, one thing that I want to draw your attention to, look at how nice and wide they are. It's just beautiful, and they're not. It's like they're the original stairs, aren't they, Dave?
Yes, they are.
But
They're the
it's
original.
like they're to specifications to.
It's
what
how
we
David
have
Abbott.
nowadays.
It's how David Abbott wanted it. Absolutely.
That's right. And then there are 6 more stairs going up to this beautiful porch. And we'll look at that a little bit later, but I wanted to spend some time just looking at the front of the house.
Now, when was this built, Patrice?
This house was built in 1913, I believe.
And can I just remind everybody that we're on Center Street?
Yes.
Let me just do a quick pass here. This is what you're hearing. Yes, you're hearing.
And no cars are coming right
now,
so
of course. But
we should quickly talk.
Oh, here I come. I'm coming back. So it was born when? It was built when?
Hey, it was kind of born. 1913.
13.
Out of a Sears and Roebuck catalog.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe it. They sold the plans to what was called, it was new in 1900, and it was a craftsman home.
Craftsman.
So they sold the plans, and then they also sold all of the other things that you need to build a house.
So your lumber,
so
your
the
bricks, your everything came with this package from Sears and Roebuck.
That's right. So that's what we have here. But you'll notice on the front that it actually is secondarily a Tudor because of the vertical beams. That is Tudor style. And then you'll see under the eaves, would that be a gable? But under the eaves there, those pieces are ornamental. They are not structural. They don't hold up the house, and they're called knee braces. So
knee braces.
So you have 2 on the sides, and then you have 1 at the gable there. Why don't they call them leg braces, though? I think it has a bad connotation. So they're called knee braces. You'll see there's also 4 windows. Now that is specific to the craftsman style. They either will have 2 windows together, and they're always separate windows. They'll have 2, 4, 6, usually. And so we have 4 right in a row. Here on the second story. That brings up an interesting little tidbit. This is called a craftsman bungalow home, and they're usually just 1 story. So this one actually, would you say it's 1.5 stories or 2 stories? I guess it's 2.
It's 2 stories.
2 stories, because it does come out and goes to the back of the house. So this is actually 2 story. Usually they're 1 story or 1.5 stories, which I'm not sure I know what that means.
Well, I know that the book that we published on the Abbott House has in it an architect, and so it wasn't just come and put it up according to plans. He modified it. He modified it to his specifics. And that becomes even more apparent once you get in the house.
Yeah.
But you can see it from the outside. This is not a traditional.
That's right. The
Sears and Roebuck house.
Yeah. Yes. It's built larger, and you also see that. Now, I found this really interesting. These 2 columns of brick, they don't stop at the porch. They actually go all the way down to the ground.
I can see it behind that bush there, too.
And you can see on the other one. So everything is symmetrical. You have 4 columns, and all of them go
clear to the ground. Yeah.
So they built the house and with the columns there, and then they did these beautiful, what would you call these? The steps up with the beautiful landings for whatever ornamental things you wanted to put there.
Hey, as long as we're this close, could we go up the stairs and take a look at that icicle light? That is one unique piece, and I think the only reason it remains is thieves have not had the ambition to bring in what they need to get up there.
That's right. So what he's talking about, what Dave is talking about, excuse me, is this light, and it, is it known as an icicle light?
An
it
icicle light.
Looks like an icicle.
That's what the book told us. Yeah,
Right.
It's icicle light. In fact, he had two of them on the outside of his house, and those two were stolen about 10 years ago. And this is the only one that remains, sadly. But it's a very, very unique piece.
It really is.
Are you wishing to walk around back?
Yes, let's look at the ceiling though.
Okay.
As long as we're here. Look at the ceiling, guys. You can tell what great shape this house is in. This is very unique. And all of the wood slats, you can tell this house was so well kept up. It has never had any leaking from the eaves or from the roof, anything from above. So it's just in beautiful, just perfect shape. You have the porch. Look at how wide this porch is. Obviously, you could put a bench here, but these you can sit on. I mean, they're really wide. Great for kids, I'm sure. Great for me when I was a kid. But then, so this is the east side. This is an open porch. And then what they did was on this side, they actually enclosed it. So they enclosed it, and it's a vestibule of sorts. And we'll look at that when the time comes.
In another episode.
Yes, that's right.
Well, maybe we're going to have to save the walking around back. We're already at 7 minutes.
Great. Why don't we do that? Let me just say, why don't we go back down here?
Okay.
And I want to show them the fact that even though the house has an open porch on this side it's enclosed. So it's a very dramatic visual. It's asymmetrical, but it doesn't take away from the symmetry somehow of the house. So that's kind of a magical feature, I thought.
Really is cool.
Yes.
It's really cool. So it would have been typically a porch that extended across the entire front of the house.
Right.
Instead, David Abbott stopped it right there,
Yep.
enclosed it, and gave himself a beautiful, beautiful entryway to his house through that door right there.
That's right. And of course, you're looking at the beautiful coach lights that are in the front here. Those are not original. I guess that's where the icicle lights
That's where the
were.
icicle lights were.
Yeah.
That's right.
To match that one, obviously a lot bigger. But these are beautiful lights too.
Well, this has been great. Just to see the outside. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I know you know this. It's an illusion. The whole house is a magic illusion.
Yes.
It's like a dollhouse that a magician might use. It looks smaller than it is. When you see inside, you will realize you've been deluded, right?
That's right. And so we'll leave it here today.
Right.
But we are going to take you around when you see how far back it goes.
Yes.
It is absolutely an illusion.
Yes. Yes.
But a beautiful one, isn't it?
Isn't it? I agree. Thank you for this, Patrice. Thank you for another episode